Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. Now last night on the live stream we had a vote about what video I should do today, and if you remember at the start of the week I started with pack 11 of the Agora Models release of the Mercedes 300SL, which I happen to have here. Well, everyone voted last night that they wanted me to complete it, so today doing pack 12 of the Mercedes 300SL by Agora Models. Now, unlike most Pack 12s where there's absolutely loads to do, today we're actually just finishing it off because we've already pieced the car together. So we're going to be putting the battery box in, we're going to be putting the trim in, a couple of little details there, and then that's all finished, which means at the end of the video, there's going to be some beauty shots. And this is an absolutely gorgeous looking car. So I can't wait to get on to that. But if you want to get this for yourself, it's available for Agora Models. I've put a link in the video description, and there's also a QR code on the screen. But without further ado, for the last time for this build, let's get cracking. So in stage 91, we're going to be starting with the battery box here. And it's going to be taking two AA batteries. So let me get them together now. Got them here. One in there. And one in there. And obviously we've got an on-off button here as well. Let's just keep that in the off position for the minute. Put the battery cover on. And then I'm holding that in with an MP screw. Now I've got some MM screws here, so I'm just going to get them open ready. And because we've got quite a bit of weight on the vehicle now, I am going to be using my part work upgrades map because I'm going to need to bring this over and turn this upside down. We've got a load of wires in here, but they're all going to be hidden by that battery box. All we need to make sure of is that none of these wires here are going to be impeding these screw holes here where the battery box is going to go. But we do have one vacant slot ready, and that's going to be for the battery box here. So this is going to plug into F, just like that, and then put the battery box on top of all of these wires, and then just make sure we're not pinching anything as I push that into place. Excellent, and then that's going to be held in with those MM screws. So one in that side and one in the other side. There we go, that's in place. So I'm going to turn the car over. Make sure the doors are shut. I'm going to turn the switch on. Now, when I open the doors, the interior light should come on. Just going to check that now, which it has. It's very bright in here. Can I turn these lights off here? I might be able to show you the interior lights are on there. Should go off when I shut the doors. There you go. And it's gone off, as you can see. Perfect. Now, I've just turned it to the side camera because we've got an on-off button just at the side of the steering wheel. It's going to turn, and as you can see, it's turned the lights on. Looking just like that. And it should have done the rear lights as well. I'm going to just turn this around so you can see the rear lights are on as well. That's brilliant. And then the last thing I want to check is I've got my screwdriver here. I'm using that so I can actually reach down to get to the brake pedal. And when I press the brake pedal, brake light should come on and off just like that. Perfect. So everything is working. Perfect. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So at least all the electrics are working. I'm happy now. Okay, I'm going to do stages 92 and 93 together, and let me show you why. We're basically going to be doing the same thing on each side here. We've got the side trims to put on. So let's do 92 first. And because I'm still turning the vehicle over quite a bit at the moment, I am just going to put some masking tape on all these doors and bonnets and stuff like that, just to stop them flying open when I am turning it upside down. Excellent, because that's exactly what I'm about to do. Turn the car upside down. Now I want to spin it round because the instructions are actually starting with this edge here, and all I'm going to be doing is taking this side panel and putting this over the holes that we've got just on the side here. So I'm just slotting that into the side just like that. And I'm going to try and show you on the top camera how that looks in there. Now you see we've got a space for 4 screw holes here. These are going to be held in with BM screws. Got them here. And just get 4 screws into these holes along this edge. And when that's in place, all there is left to do is to put this trim panel on now. I'm just going to line this up to make sure this is round the right way. It can only go in one way, and just push that into place like that. Excellent. And that, if I just move it down like that, is what the trim looks like on that side. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. And in stage 93, what we've done on one side, you can bet we're going to be doing on the other side. So again, line this up this way round and put all 4 of those screws in, and then once again just line this trim panel up along this side, just like that. Perfect. And with those in place, that's those 2 stages completed. Now I'm going to keep the car up here on the map because in stage 94, as you can see here, we're going to be doing the underpan floor tray. And this is going to be fitting on the front end of the car here. We're just lining up these 3 holes here with the holes on the side. So it's going to fit in just like that. Looking good. Now it's held in with all sorts of screws. So the very front holes here are going to have CM screws. Then these holes here are going to have EP screws. Then the holes at the back are going to have EP screws. And then these 2 holes here are going to have BM screws. Now I'm going to bundle this up with the next stage because I'm going to be doing the next part of the Undertray. So this is stage 95. And that's going to kind of go on like this. We've got no screws in this stage because they didn't want to actually fit this yet, because now in stage 96, all we're given is this massive exhaust pipe here. Let's get that open. Because what I want to do is on this middle tray here is I'm going to be taking this end of the exhaust pipe, putting it into there like that, holding it in with a DP screw just from this side. So just get that in there. Then I can open stage 97, which is another part of the tray. I do think while I'm working on this under tray section, I will actually just take this off because we are connecting the exhaust to a lot of these panels. So in this one here, as you can see, we've got some of the muffler here, which means I need to actually put the tailpipe over the top of this section here, and that is going to be screwed in through this hole with a KP screw. Get that screwed in, it's going to hold that chrome tailpipe in place there. Now, where we've got the exhaust looking like this at the moment attached to that middle floor tray, I'm going to be putting this where the bend is here into this side of that muffler. Now that's held in with an EP screw. Then I'm in a position to take this part of the tray, and we're going to be putting this underneath. It's going to go on top of the tray that we had there, so that's going to be joining this middle part together like that. But we are going to be bracing this on the other side by putting the exhaust into these holes here with DP screws. Just need 3 of these, and then that's going to make sure that this exhaust is in nice and tight. Turn this over. Now to hold this middle section in, we're going to be using EP screws. It's just a case of lining the holes up there and getting these in. Then it's time to bring the mat back up and turn the car upside down again, because this whole thing is going to be going into that section like that. Just pushing these into where it's going. So 3 screws here first are going to be EP screws. Easiest way to get these in is don't push down on these. Just let the screw do the biting, because if you push down, it sort of bends the plastic and unlines the hole. So I'm just, as you can see, gently screwing these in, and it's biting, no problems at all. Then along this edge here and here, we're going to be putting in BM screws. And there you go. Just getting any oil marks off of that where I use those screws to get them in, but that's all of those screws in place. Last thing to do, just on this back section here, we're going to be putting BM screws in here, and the same on this side. And on the top camera, you can see that they're now in place. I'm going to be holding this in place with 2 MM screws. So I'm just going to line this up at the back and get these in here. So one this side and one on this side. So that's now securely in place. So then I'm going to be taking this panel here. This is just going to go in here. As you can see, I can still access the switch from this side here. Unscrew this in with EP screws all the way around. So that's that in place. In stage 99, you can see now why I'm doing all these together. And all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to be pushing this on top of this section here. So make sure it's lined up. Use my hammer there to get them in. That's in all the way. And then we just got this little bit of detail here, which is just going to go into the muffler pipe just at the end. Like that. So that's how that's looking. So there's only one thing left to do, and that's stage 100. So I'm just going to tidy the car up because I can move this off this mat now. Now the stands here I never actually use. They're basically used to lift the model up so you're not putting too much pressure on the wheels and suspension, because obviously this is a very heavy model, but they should be able to hold themselves no problems at all. So I am going to leave it just like that. They will make it easier when they're lifted to turn the wheels around as well. As you can see, if the wheels are actually touching the base, they are going to be a lot harder to turn. So if you are going to turn the steering wheel like you can see me doing there, you really want to put them on those stands. Okay, but the last thing to do is just work on this compressed air duct here. And I do have a little pipe to put in. That's just going to go into this side hole just here, held in with an EP screw. So that's in like that. Put the top over there like this. Excellent. And again, these are HP screws just going into the top, which means the last thing to do is to put this into the engine bay area. So I can lift the bonnet up, and I do have the bonnet catch here that's going to keep this open. In fact, I don't think I need to do that because it's going to go into these two holes just here. So I'm putting this in here this way round. Oops, and of course I drop it in there. I'm going to get some HP screws ready so I can put these on the brackets here. Probably best to hold it with both hands to start off with, just till you've got it lined up. Then the other side of this pipe goes into the pipe of this section here. I'm just going to push that back into there. Now I found the last three parts impossible to film because they're so small, but we're just taking some pipes from the firewall and we're just going to be putting these into the left engine bay liner. And what I've done is I've put the instructions on the screen so you can see exactly how that looks. That is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. That's all there is to do in that model. And you know what? That really went together well. For a 180 car, some of these are a pain to get together when it comes to the final stages, but this one was really, really well. Look, actually, let me just shut that back down there. But that is looking really good. Oh, let me shut that door. Shut that door. There you go. So that's looking like that. So we're going to be doing some beauty shots. And there you go, there's just a shot of the finished car. So that's another one done in the collection. How many cars have we done now? Actually, how many models have we finished now? No idea. This is available worldwide, so if you want to get this for yourself, it's available for Agora Models. Link in the video description and a QR code on the screen. But I really hope you like that video. I really hope you like that build. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.